Hello, friend. I'm so happy that you're joining me today. You are warmly welcome to this week's live Coffee with Hannele Korhonen, Happy Customers and Happy Lawyers. I am Hannele from Lawyers Design School, and in these weekly live sessions you will get actionable advice and tips on how to get more happy clients and make yourself a happy lawyer too with the help of legal design thinking. The comment and QA boxes are open, so feel free to ask questions or leave comments to get the discussion going. Today our topic is legal design thinking, but we are looking at it from a little bit different angle this time. We are looking at it as a way of being a new kind of lawyer. As I get asked a lot about this, what does legal design thinking mean for me as a lawyer? So today I want to address that question. And what's most important, my goal is to give you some food for thought to consider whether legal design thinking could be your new path as a lawyer. And what do I mean by this? I define legal design thinking as a mindset and a process and a toolbox that you can use in any development project or challenge you have in your legal business or work. And legal design thinking boosts client centricity, collaborative problem solving, and also drives innovation. But the longer I've worked with lawyers who are driving change in their work and businesses and organizations, the more it has occurred to me that legal design thinking is actually also a completely new way of being a lawyer, a new kind of a lawyer that works as a lawyer but implements designerly ways in their everyday work and relationships with people. But let me start with the story. I first heard about legal design in 2016, I think. But the real enlightenment came in 2017 when I participated in the Legal Design Summit in Helsinki. I had been working with service design and design thinking for a long time before that, but legal design as a term was not familiar for me. And in this Legal Design Summit, it's a global event where people come together and hear great presentations about research and practical things around legal design and get inspired to start applying legal design thinking themselves. Really, really cool and iconic event. So next time it is arranged, I think you should definitely come. But that year, 2017, I heard Margaret Hagan speaking on stage, and I took a photo of her slide. And the slide said, lawyers and legal people must embrace a restless imagination and a deep day-to-day empathy for the people whose lives they affect. And I was like, whoa. I just kept looking around me and my eyes were wandering around the room as it was full of people from big law firms and corporations and government agencies. And they were just all nodding their heads and agreeing everything that was being said. These calls for making law more human and more accessible. And it was such an incredible moment because suddenly I felt like coming home and began realizing that this thing that I have been doing actually has a name, and the name is legal design thinking. And the fact that there was a room full of lawyers cheering on these ideas gave me so much hope and a sense of belonging as well. And from that moment, actually, I decided to focus my own work around legal design, and fast forward to this moment, it's the core of my doing. It's the thing that I'm doing full time now. But I want you to just think about Margaret's quote. It uses words like imagination and empathy. And how often do you really hear people associate these words with lawyers? But I also want to challenge this idea. What if that is actually the problem, that we don't associate these words with lawyers? What if we in fact should start associating these attributes with lawyers more often, or at least to ourselves, if we want our industry and profession to change? And I know that working as a lawyer is dominated by left brain activities such as analysis, logic, and facts. But there's a huge demand for lawyers that make use of their right brain skills as well: creativity, intuition, imagination, and emotional intelligence. And this means that there's a huge demand. If you identify yourself with these attributes, there's a huge demand for lawyers like you. So I promise to walk you through the 4 ways that you'll know if legal design thinking is for you. So here we go. The first way is, the first clue is that you are creative. Do you get a lot of ideas? You look at things with fresh eyes and come up with ways to make them better. And you may like to daydream, and you have a rich imagination. It means you are creative. And if this is you, I can imagine that the legal space has not been easy on you. The place where traditions weigh so much more than new waves, and where rule following is not only seen as a virtue, but practically the only possible way of being and doing, for obvious reasons, of course. We are the advisors for rules. But if this is you, adopting designerly ways to your work is really the cure. You don't have to separate creativity from your lawyer work and keep it as a secret or as a side hustle or as a hobby. Legal design thinking embraces creativity, and the goal is to generate new ideas, and the bolder the ideas are, the better. And if thinking inside the box has never been your thing, legal design thinking might be just what you need. And when you start implementing legal design thinking into your work, creativity actually becomes your strength as a lawyer. You strengthen your ability to come up with creative solutions, and your clients will love this, and your business will thrive as a result. Okay, then the second clue to know if legal design thinking is for you. Second clue is that you are human friendly and you put people first. And what this looks like is that you have deep empathy for your clients. You challenge how you look at their problems and communicate with them. And you run human-to-human business. You are authentic and allow everyone else, also your employees and clients, to be authentic as well. You prioritize people over profit, and you don't build hierarchies or maintain power structures to separate people from each other. And you make people feel valued and cared for. And I know that this does not sound like a typical workplace in law, where there are long billable hours and zero personal life and competitive peers and aggressive partners. And in many places, this dog-eat-dog is still the rule of survival, unfortunately. But if you are ready for change, human-centered legal design thinking can help you really transform your legal career. Because with the help of that process and tools, you create ways to work smarter, not harder. And the techniques for collaboration and to include your clients and team members into the legal work, to share information and work together, is really deliberating and empowering also. And you learn to ask the right questions and show unfinished products for feedback. And you will be surprised to learn how smart people actually are and how happy they are to exchange thoughts with you. And in the industry where working with others is still the real innovation, the multidisciplinary collaboration that legal design thinking drives makes all the difference in the world. Okay, then number 3. A third clue is that you are curious and like to experiment. You may be multi-passionate and interested in many different areas in life. You ask a lot of questions and don't settle for easy answers. You ask why a lot and in an effort to get to the bottom of things and get more excited about thinking what might be instead of what is. You don't pretend to have all the answers, but you are curious to test different solutions and you are open for feedback to learn what worked and what didn't work. In the world of perfectionism and highly specialized experts, this approach in law is not always warmly welcomed. And if I get it, if you're paid huge amounts of money to know your stuff, and if you have learned perfect, flawless results from yourself, the transformation to curious learner can be really painful. But if you're ready to make space for your curiosity and start exploring new possibilities, legal design thinking can be the solution. You don't have to have everything figured out from the start, as the path forward opens up step by step. Work with your curiosity and start exploring. Legal design thinking gives you the effective process and practical toolbox to use your legal expertise in a new way. Then the fourth and final clue is that you are purpose-driven and seeking for more meaning to your work. And you have a strong set of values and that you want to live true every day. You know your why behind your work. You became a lawyer for a reason, and it's much more than just making money or making the partner track. You want to help people and create positive impact for the lives of others. You create meaningful relationships with your clients and the people in your firm. This is your truth, and yet in reality, the great resignation says it all. Lawyers are really unhappy and want to quit the law, leaving law trends in Google searches. So if you feel disconnection between your current work and your values and principles, the problem is not with the law or with being a lawyer per se. The problem is in the way we learn to practice law. And legal design thinking gives a whole new perspective to your legal work. When you learn to truly understand and communicate with your clients, your work becomes more meaningful and your own role expands. And the people you serve really gives you the meaning you're longing for. And legal design thinking offers you practical ways to connect and collaborate with your people. No need to guesswork there. And I promise that when you start this path, from my own experience, I can tell you that nothing will ever be the same. But hey, that was it. Now it's your turn. Which of these 4 ways resonated with you? Tell me in the comments. And what did you learn today? Be sure to follow the next episodes where I will be sharing more insight on legal design thinking and client centricity in law. And I want to thank you for joining today. And I'd love to hear from you. So please leave a comment below and I will get back to you. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.